But we see here, this is coming in by Quilino or Bonell, I think, 6 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, coming off the Huff Post. But this gentleman must have been a police or whatever. But we see we see here where the last thing I've ever wanted to be was a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in a uh, 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 well, growing up in the Dominican Republic, you know what I'm saying? My grandparents taught me to keep quiet with no dad around. I listen when, you know what I'm saying? I guess Odolo or whatever his name is, but his mom, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it because it's too much to spend time on the name. You know what I'm saying? His mom, his father told me to speak only when you're spoken to. He had 13 kids and eight grandkids. I was the favorite. I win him over. I say, side. You know what I'm saying? And in the situation, but we see here where he's saying that his mom was a maid. She worked hard. We see how she worked hard in the situation. You know what I'm saying? He had a proud family. You know what I'm saying? He never told lies. You know what I'm saying? With his grandparents. And although my folks, separated, weeks after my birth. The same thing happened to me with my father. He came from the Dominican Islands and lived in the United States, but hung down with my mother, and they worked together for a time, and then they left. But we see here where he's excited to live with both parents, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so on. You know what I mean? You get the picture in that, you know what I mean, in more ways than one. You know what I mean? But in the effort to keep paying off, you know what I'm saying, the nation. Well, in other words, what he's trying to say, because we don't have a long time with that. You know what I'm saying? What he's trying to say is that, what I'm saying, he's calling lawmakers out to get the country straight. You know what I'm saying? Get shit back together like it's supposed to be. And he must have been once a Capitol Police or whatever, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to get into the capital situation because we know that shit was no more than a fake and a funk and a part-time broad. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't with that bullshit and we don't have time to spend on that in itself. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot to do and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But we see California release a suspect in the death of a pro-Israel protester at mid-Israel Palestine demonstration. You know what I'm saying? These demonstrations was caused by the deep state in the first place, if you ask me. This is all deep state work right here, causing all these different wars and confusion amongst the people. This is what goes on. So we know for a fact that in this situation, you know what I'm saying, this whole situation needs to be quelled. There need to be a peace agreement. There need to come, a ceasefire. We need to we need to back off from the violence continuous and across the planet. First it was Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, the 3 day war days and all this different type of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? We have to start to make sure that we understand that this is something that must be done. You know what I'm saying? We cannot continue allowing the even Democrats and these big oligarchs and to cause these situations to be for 75 years, and then all of a sudden, after 75 years of pure oppression and all type of shit, next thing you know, it comes to 75 years, nobody hears nothing too much about it, but we keep hearing about the atrocity and the criminal activity based on the oppression on the people, and then say all of a sudden somebody fires a rocket and sparks the match. And now next thing you know, we caught up in a war protest all across America, along with even forgetting about what's going on in Ukraine and the NATO situation with these fucking criminal fucking deep state organizations. You know what I'm saying? As we see, we don't see where's the reports that's supposed to be going on in such a major war between two a nuclear nation and nuclear nation call themselves involved in the NATO situation. You're full of garbage. And we don't need to see none of it going on. What we need to see is the people having an understanding that there must be a ceasefire in all realms because a lot of these wars were not kicked up by the American people. You know what I'm saying? Talking about we support. Stop. What fuck were we supporting? the murder and killing and slaughterization of millions of people all across Africa, all across the Middle East, which is Africa, all across certain parts of Europe, and all keep going and going and going, just like they did back in the old days of the Crusaders, going around murdering off the people, convincing them to follow Christianity. You know what I'm saying? And then creating a cross. And then when you put up the cross, up above the cross, it says, you know what I'm saying, above Jesus hanging on the cross, it says, with this symbol we conquer. You know what I'm saying? Get out of my fucking face. Bullshit ass. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where Creep Joe Biden gives war power notifications to Congress. Yeah, of course, because that's what he wants to do. This is no more than a demon democratical Ku Klux Klan and a grand poobah piece of shit fucking plan to get back in the United States by pulling us into every single fucking war, every scandal, every bullshit across this planet that you can think of. And the same thing go for the Arab over there in Africa doing bullshit, but always talking about Islam and religion and all kinds of different stuff. But I haven't seen one good thing that you have brought to this planet. All that talk you talking about Islam and this and that, same thing go for Christianity and many other religious factors. I'm saying, because I don't follow none of it. But I haven't seen one good thing that we can honestly say that you brought to this here world, except hell, harem, slavery, sex trafficking, slavery, you know what I'm saying? Again, the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And all type of hellfire garbage that you would not fucking believe. And you brought that into Africa and now trying to bring it across the land. Same thing go for Christianity when they was using Christianity and call themselves spreading it across the world and getting rid of the infidels. This is Christianity saying this out their mouth. Infidel! And all that damn shit. And went across the earth slaughtering, killing, murdering, slave trafficking, whitewashing the fucking world into believing some garbage that was not even fucking true based on their ideology of it in itself. Now you in Arab in Africa still doing the same garbage then as he's doing now, and spreading across with a chemical plan to take over the whole of Africa from the African people, and the African people are right there facilitating right along with the garbage, because many of them so-called religion is either Christianity or Islam. Now I don't see what you have facilitated that makes it any good for the planet Earth or the people in itself. The very people who you are in there with them. Because many black people, you know what I'm saying, Africans, are now following Islam in itself, you know what I'm saying, praying on their knees 3 times a day and all kinds of stuff like that. That goes for the NOI as well. But I haven't seen one goddamn change when you talk about a global understanding and the world and the people as human and humankind on this here earth that you call earth. You know what I'm saying? All I'm seeing is hell and harrow. You know what I'm saying? Now, Joe Biden is giving war notification, giving war power notifications to Congress. And you gonna tell me you don't need to move this motherfucker out of office? Now we see mega supporter at a rally, hype civil war and political arrest to NBC. The police are probably with us. You know what I'm saying? As we see. You know what I mean? And doing these and one. This is coming in by um, Philip uh, Nito or whatever his name is, 21 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, coming off the immediate 21 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. Now we see here where supporter for the Trump, Donald J. Trump, Trumpy baby, you know what I'm saying, NBC News correspondent, you know what I'm saying, against Van Hilliard or whatever, that he wants to arrest opponents of the Republican Party, you know what I'm saying, front runner and is excited for the potential civil war. You see the bullshit? You see the bullshit? What civil war? The civil war been over. The fuck is you talking about? If we talk about it, it's only based on an example, not to repeat the same bullshit. It is not based on that when we bring up any historical facts about it. So what the fuck would this clown want to see? You know what I'm saying? And excited for a civil war. Civil war based on what? What civil war based on what? The same old bullshit that you did then and doing now, and probably gonna be doing in the motherfucking future probably. But the supporter for the presidential Donald J. Trump told NBC correspondent, you know what I'm saying, that he's excited for this year's Civil War. During a Wednesday rally in Florida, you know what I'm saying, Hilliard spoke with, you know what I'm saying, the, unnamed Trump supporter about why, you know what I'm saying, he believes the opponents of Trump should be arrested for apparently stealing the 2020 election. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what he seems confused to me. Ever since the losing the 2020 election, Trump and his supporters have pushed false claims. No, they have not. You are pushing a false claim. Not only is you pushing a false claim, but you are also facilitating the tyranny, the chaos, and the treason on the American people based on some goddamn Forrest Nathan Bradford in your Civil War piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. You know what I mean? You garbage. You garbage. And nobody wants to hear nothing you have to say. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of dumbass people in this world and have been here getting old and still talking the same old bullshit and doing the same old bullshit and backing the same old bullshit, but using black people to back them in the shit. Same thing they did in Africa, them Arabs. They got black people in the shit or stole it from them and have them following them and protecting them while they fuck over their own people and African people as well. So we see a lot of garbage that seems to be going on in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? But we see in a rare move, Pope Francis, you know what I'm saying, forcibly removed a Texas bishop who had called him, you know what I'm saying, who had you know, called him a progressive. You know what I'm saying? Well, yes, if you coming on progressive overstanding and progressive mentality, progressive speaking, then that is what it is. So why would you remove him for calling the Pope or whatever a progressive? He could have had a mind frame of a conservative. You know what I'm saying? And he called him a conservative. You're gonna fire every pope that calls, I mean, every bishop that calls the Pope progressive or a conservative or independent or liberal or whatever you want to call it. What sense did that make? I don't see it. And I'm not even going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't make much sense to me. You know what I'm saying? We see here where Jean Claude Nutcase ass Pierre is coming in on another one, talking about Moody changes U.S. credit, you know what I'm saying, uh, worthiness rating to negative as shutdown looms. You're still on the shutdown bullshit because this is what the demon Democrats do. Every time they get in office, it's either recession, depression, some shit to take your mind off the billions of dollars they done rob and steal from you. You know what I'm saying? And they put out these speakers like Jean Claude nigger ass sucking fucking idiot Pierre to fucking lie to you, just like gender nutcase ass Caucasian cracker, you know what I'm saying, Psaki, and many others. They put them out there while they're keeping you and your issues at bay and trickery and this and that. They meanwhile is just doing that in the confusion of the mass of the confusion of the stirring of the witch's pot in order to keep your mind off the true things that are really going on, such as the Ukraine war, which is a nuclear war, which is a war over there in Africa, you know what I'm saying, from the invading occupational, you know what I'm saying, invading. people into Africa territory and into that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you had with the Ottoman Turks, the Arabs, and no type of other race coming into Africa and doing garbage. None of them is doing any good to the earth, including Jean Claude Pierre. She is destroying your earth and your life as you know it while she sits there and talks shit. But we see Moody's Investors Service lowered in its outlook of the nation's debt from stable to negative Friday, saying that the risk of the country's physical strength have increased with higher interest rates and rising debt costs. No, it has not. What you have done is you are able to be the chief of commander seat and be a part of his fucking bullshit, motherfucking creepy ass motherfucking plans, and y'all is sitting up there manipulating just like you did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Don't give me that bullshit. And then she's no more than, I don't know who the fuck is listening to Jean Claude Pierre, and I have to keep asking her in fucking questions. She need to be fired. I wouldn't even want to do no interview or be there for no press release from no press secretary jackass. That job should be eliminated. You know what I'm saying? But we see Ohio lawmakers call to block court from, implementing, you know what I'm saying, new abortion amendments. You know what I'm saying? But we see this situation is still going on. This is another issue that should not be on the table of any election at all. This needs to be worked out by the scientific world and the health and scientific world to come up with a solution outside of putting it in the issue of Roe versus Wade into any fucking election to sway the minds of the motherfucking people. You know what I'm saying? The demon democratical motherfucker doing bullshit. Shit on my ear with you. You should not have that in no shape or form of an election at all. It should be worked out in this health and scientific world to come up with a solution based on the health crisis that can be. And not only that, but we need the people as well to be responsible in your breeding of children on planet Earth. Because those children are us. You idiot. Anyway, moving on. You know what I'm saying? We see Joyce Bashir dares Trump to punish the View co-host if he returns to the White House. Matter of fact, Joyce Bashir, nobody want to punish you because you're a jackass, and your little panel called The View doesn't mean much to any of us. You know what I'm saying? In reality, you seem like just a propaganda piece of shit. Now get out of my face. Let's get past that. Let's get past that. We see here where we have a former protester on steadfast ethic complaints against the fraud judge. You know what I'm saying? In movies, they won against the fraud judge. She knows better. This is coming in by Nika Robinson, you know what I'm saying, 15 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, coming off the Hill News. You know what I'm saying? But we see where a former federal prosecutor went after the at least whatever the instead thing, Republican in New York, probably a crooked one, on Friday, saying her ethnic complaint against the judge, you know what I'm saying, presiding over the Trump's case, you know what I'm saying, New York business fraud trial. In response, she knows better, you know what I'm saying. And Andrew Weissman, you know what I'm saying, told NBC MSNBC, whatever, you know what I'm saying, on Friday, you know what I'm saying, and that it is really the idea that it's constantly a step to a step too far. It's now normalizing where you have somebody in Congress doing that, and the judge is just doing his job. You know what I'm saying? But Weissman, who was a federal prosecutor in New York and a FBI general counsel, if you imagine, you know what I'm saying, describes that thing as one of a number of enablers for Trump. You know what I'm saying? You may disagree with him, he said, referring to the judge. You can say that. You can say he's missed evidence, but really, the complaint against him for doing his job beyond the pale. Imagine that, horse at that. You know what I'm saying? But Steadfink complained against Judge Arthur Orgon, you know what I'm saying, alleged that the judge has shown inappropriate bias and judicial incompetency, you know what I'm saying, yeah, working nothing against Donald J. Trump, and that is true. That's all I need to know. Because I said the same thing then as I will say now. So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight. I gotta take a flight. I'll catch you on another run as we hit him from the left and the motherfucking right. Farewell. One. We will meet again.